All righty then. Are we live? Are we live?
We are Mr. Ventura. Yes.
uh, I dropped an Ace Ventura line the other day. What the hell was it? Fuck. It was a good one. I can't remember what it was. I'm sundowning
That
Nicholas.
is a movie. Honest to God, the actor I quote the most is 100% Jim Carrey. Between Ace Ventura, the first one more so than the second one, and The Grinch, That Stole Christmas. I know people of a certain generation don't like that Grinch. You are in that generation, but my generation loves that version of The Grinch, and like I quote that movie a fuck ton too. Between those two alone, and Big Fat Liars in there probably too. Bruce Almighty a little bit. Like I
Liar,
quote a
not big
lot.
fat liar.
Oh right, that's
um,
that's freaking
I think,
units.
yeah, it is freaking music. I think Ace Ventura came out when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
And I can't tell you how many times not only did I see that movie in the theater, but I bought the VHS cassette tape and I've easily watched that movie 100 times, if not more. That movie was like everything in like 5th, 6th grade, however old I was at the time.
That came out
That
it was before, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's the same
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
That's where the Jim Carrey award came for Dork with The Mask and Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, I mean Ace Ventura was everything to me. I mean that was my sole base of comedy. Nothing came out of my mouth that, would you like a mint? Perhaps some banaka? You know, I mean, every
Warning:
line.
assholes are closer than they appear.
Aye, Captain Stubing.
Hey, H, you got any more of that gum? That's none of your damn business, and I'll thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
Oh, I dropped a Finkel as Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel the other day. Yeah. I won't say the context of it, but it was a good line. It was perfectly dropped. It was great. Anyways, Nicholas. Anyways, before I get myself in trouble, we are doing one of my favorite episodes. We do each month. It is solicit time, baby. I love the solicits, but I know what I do. I always fucking do this. I was getting ready to read the last couple of books to read for the week. And because I had just finished writing the notes, I was like, I am so pumped to go read Cyclops right now. And then I'm going, where the fuck is Cyclops? It's not in the fucking folder. What's going on? Because it's next week's book. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, TLDR Studios proudly presents to you the greatest, and I mean the greatest podcasting team in the world. He is the comic book writer, not wearing flannel today, Nick Friar. I am your tenacious doc, and together we are the TLDR Comic Book Club. Baby. Nicholas, where's your flannel?
You're not wearing flannel either.
It's
You have
on my head.
I was gonna say you have a plaid hat. That's a flannel hat?
It's close enough.
It's not flannel. So don't throw stones at the end of the glass house,
It's close enough.
It's never stopped you before, but
It's close enough. Don't put words in my mouth. It's close enough.
Honestly, as you said that, I was gonna say
the pattern is reminiscent.
I was gonna say, as you said, I wasn't wearing it. I was gonna say, well, to Joe's credit, he's not wearing flannel, but he does have a plaid hat on. See, that's the difference between you. You want to drag me down, and I just want to lift you up. Maybe it's just because you're fucking short and I'm so much bigger than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you fucking height shaming me here. I see you jacked your chair up so you give the appearance that you're much taller than me, that you're above me. You're looking at the screen, right?
Pick up anything in this room and I'll lift it up over my head. You think you're better
Mandelbaum!
We're just gonna make a bunch. We're just making a bunch of fucking random 90s references today. That's what the show is gonna be. Because it's Cyclops month.
Cyclops.
Punisher month, Wade Wilson month, which I mean that's not as much 90s, but whatever. Anyways, we got a lot to get to in our solicit, as you mentioned, Joe. The perfect month, February, where we have Sunday is the 1st, and then the final day of the month is the 28th on a Saturday. It's like that's the way it should be every fucking month. But enough of that nonsense. We got a lot of books to get to. But before we go any further, we got to make sure we mention our Friar side chats, our conversations with creators across the industry. If you guys haven't checked those out already, we just had a chat drop with Benjamin Percy, which we did mention in our most recent What's New episode because we had that in the hopper, but had a lot of fun talking with Ben about Wade Wilson Deadpool, which I think, the Star Wars stuff, the Darth Maul stuff, we're very excited about. And that's what our primary conversation was about. We have Punisher coming out this month. We have Wade Wilson Deadpool. That I think was the most surprising part of that conversation, Joe, because not only was I really interested, and I was going to check it out because it's Ben and I don't have this dislike for Deadpool that you do, but as soon as I heard the concept out in his approach, I was like, oh, Joe might actually like this Deadpool story. And I was blown away by it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have read it because, right, Benjamin Percy's writing it. But as we're all aware, Deadpool annoys the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
At least in comic book form, I do enjoy the movies, and I think because I think the way that I take it in is much different.
Yeah.
I just find reading Deadpool to just be like, I can't fucking do this. This is annoying as shit.
He's
But
kind of in comics, he's kind of like an assault on the senses, even more so than the Ryan Reynolds version.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what it is. It's a fucking assault on the senses. But the way that Ben described it as like it's a Wade Wilson story, and Deadpool is just sort of he's not the focus, right? So it's attacking this character from a different angle that
Mm.
I think is going to be very fascinating, and I think very fun to read, right? For at least for me, right, in a much sort of different way. So very much looking forward to that. But I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that Darth Maul series.
Yeah,
Like
Darth Maul.
the trailer for the cartoon looks fucking absolutely tremendous. And the fact that he said that, Disney and Star Wars just gave him just all this stuff to utilize, all this information, right? He's seen the entire show. I'm still waiting. I'm still checking the inbox, for our copies. But like, so he had so much to work with, and just this getting this sort of, neo noir crime, gritty crime story involving Maul and sort of the seedier side of the force, if you will. Um, it's how could it not be a home run?
Yeah, 100%. And then the Punisher run sounds like it's going to be
Oh,
freaking
yeah.
outstanding too. But I'm going to go as you were going through all that. I was thinking, I think it's safe to say, and you tell me if I'm wrong, that if Benjamin Percy can't make you like a Deadpool comic, then there's probably not going to be anybody else that can make you like a Deadpool comic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a couple people who could, but like, yeah, this is like if Ben can get me to read it, he's done his job. He's already signed him up for another series because he's done something impossible. He's made me like Deadpool.
Yep, and there are two. Those are both going to be ongoing titles. The Darth Maul one, of course, is just going to be a prequel miniseries for leading up to the cartoon, which we're both very excited about. But if you're wondering, hey, I watch you guys over on YouTube, or hey, I watch you guys on Instagram Live, and I haven't seen any of those. First of all, thank you for watching there, and make sure if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, please do so. We put out reviews and preview pages with those. What?
Leave a review. We haven't had a review in a long time. Someone drop us some reviews. That'd be
Sure,
nice. Couple
sure.
5 stars, get on there, write it down. Like, I understand. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it all. So you can just mention me. That's okay.
Right,
We get it.
100%.
We get it.
Yes, 100%. So to that end, where you're wondering about the 5-star reviews, not over on YouTube because you can't do that. Joe couldn't wait 2 fucking seconds.
I could.
Do it over on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Check us out there. I'm all fucking flustered now because you threw me off my rhythm.
If I
I'm
could
not
wait
used to this.
5 more seconds, Nicholas, I'd probably have a happier marriage.
Your wife's a saint. But what was I going to say? But yeah, so go ahead and check us out over there. That's the only place you're going to find our Friar side chats, which are conversations with creators across the industry. And look, if you like watching us primarily and don't want to listen to us instead, just subscribe there for at least those conversations because that's the only place you're going to find them. And you never know when they're going to drop because we never know when they're going to drop. Try and give you a heads up when we can. But anyways, like Joe said, leave a 5-star rating review. Otherwise, you're going to learn the real meaning of backcracker or tenacious doc. Dude, I'm so blown away by how much that flustered me. All right, we got
It's about damn time.
4 weeks of comics to break down, starting, of course, with the week that we're dealing with right now. February 4th, New Comic Book Day, as I step on your shit. What do we got from Marvel?
All right. So for new comic book day, February 4th, 2026 from Marvel. Um Wildly light week by Marvel standards, Nicholas. We have Ultimate Wolverine issue. I forgot to write the number. I believe it's 14, maybe 15. It's 15 or 14. Double check me on that.
14.
14. Yeah, I knew it. Trust the gut, baby. Ultimate Wolverine issue 14. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 21. Ultimate Endgame. Man, I don't know
Issue
how
2.
fucking sleep deprived I was last night when I started writing these notes.
Did somebody interrupt you
Uh,
when you're writing these notes? Is that what happened? You got
No, I was half asleep, I think. That's why I if you peeped the notes early, you saw just we Marvel done because it's like I'm too fucking tired to do this. And I finished it up this morning. Anyways, Ultimate Endgame issue 2, Uncanny X-Men issue 23,
so
The
good.
Avengers issue 35, Wolverine issue 15, Nova Centurion issue 4, All New Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider issue 7, Logan Black, White, and Blood issue 2, Spirits of Violence issue 5, and a couple issue ones here to discuss. We have Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four issue 1. This is written by Josh Trulio with art by Andrea DeVito. We have Godzilla Infinity Roar issue 1, written by Jerry Duggan with art by Iguara. We have Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutant, issue 1. And then a book, Nicholas, that I knew you were going to want to read, you were going to underline and want to discuss. Tell the people what that book is.
Colossus in Magic, issue 1. This is written by Ashley Allen with art by Herman Peralta. And of course, yeah, I want to check out stuff with Magic. I want to check out stuff with Colossus. So when you're putting this pair together, brother, sister, of course I want to check this out. And the big thing that I have as an expectation going into this, not only that we're going to have these two characters well written, but I need to have sibling elements in this. Like there needs to be something that's talking about the relationship between this brother and sister. It's only fitting. And that is absolutely the strength of this issue. I am all about that. That is exactly what I'm here for. So anybody else who's looking for that going into this, you are going to get that. Another big thing that really had me excited coming out of this was Colossus has a lot of internal issues going on right now. But at the same time, and I was hypersensitive to this after our chat with Benjamin Percy, Magic is the one who's narrating, at least in the first issue. I can't speak, obviously, to issues 2 and beyond, but I really like that element because Colossus has so much going on. He's a little bit like self-destructive and whatever, but Magic's the one who's talking to the reader. And she's the one that's also kind of holding everything together, despite the fact that she has another fucking entity in her body and she can't even hold shit together within herself. She's doing a great job, but it's a lot to ask of a person. And the other thing that I think is so helpful here too is you get a nice history lesson on Colossus and Magic and, their upbringing and how things differentiated between the two of them. Like when Colossus had to go and leave and be part of the X-Men and her being left behind, you get enough of that to give you like a quick refresher. But at the same time, if you're new to it, it gives you a little bit of lay of the land. And I think for these two characters, that's necessary just because they've been so in and out throughout the history of the X-Men that I just think taking a second to kind of let everybody know, like, this is where things are, like, just kind of ground the story a little bit more. So that helped me out as a reader for sure. And I also think that's going to be where part of the focus in this story is too, because it feeds back into what we're talking about with the sibling element. So all around, really strong first issue. Love seeing Colossus and Magic get some focus. And I mean, just having them be the title characters all around. Very excited coming off of this first issue.
Love that. Love that. Yeah, I go, yeah, this is a Nick book. This is
Yep.
going to be a Nick book.
Yep, 100%. When as soon as I saw this was announced, I was like, I need to check this shit out so bad. All right, from DC, we got quite a bit out from them this week. One book that we want to break down in detail. We got Batman issue 6, Absolute Green Lantern issue 11, which was a strong issue. Where especially a strong ending. Are you out on Absolute Green Lantern or are you still in it?
So I'm not out. I'm up to date on both this and Flash, but I was thinking about them today and I was like, I'm starting to lose a little bit of steam. Like for me, it's Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. Those are three that I will not. I refuse to not read each week when they come out. I'll get to Green Lantern, I'll get to Flash, but they're not as high on my priority list as maybe they once were, or as the other ones just are.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I haven't. I'm behind flat out on Flash. Absolute Green Lantern, I always read every week, but I'm not like, oh, like I have to make a point to reading this. Like I'm going to read it, but the other three are on a different level for sure. Absolute Martian Manhunter is on the same level as the other three for me. Like the original three,
Yeah.
I'm always like, I got to check out what's going on with Absolute Martian Manhunter because it's
I
so bizarre and different.
I think just the biggest thing is that with Green Lantern and Flash, it's
Hmm.
a propulsion thing, right? I'm not like it's just I think the pacing of both of those is not moving quite like Wonder Woman has, like Superman has, like Batman has. I feel like we've been in the same place with both those titles now for
Hmm.
this entire arc really hasn't gone forward, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Green Lantern's been a little bit more engaging, especially with the with that the guy that turned himself into gold.
Hmm.
It's been like one setting focused on these two characters primarily, and we have like it's just there's been a lack of forward propulsion for me, and I think that's why it's stalled out just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think so. Again, with Flash, I can't speak to it like you can. So I definitely am trusting your word. It just I just fell off on it a little bit. So it's probably along the lines of what you're saying with Green Lantern, where I did kind of feel that from a bit of a pacing standpoint, where it was like it's everything about this is intriguing and fascinating, and the concepts are outstanding, and I enjoy the art. But yeah, it just felt like there was a little bit of, uh, like, setting like, I hesitate to say world building, but it is what it is. It's world building. Like, there was a little bit of world building at the sacrifice of the plot, in a way for me. Like, but now, like, these last 2 issues, I think, have moved things in a really positive direction, and I think you've said it before, and I didn't feel it as much at the time, but I think things are moving in a really good direction right now after these last 2 issues. Like, it has some extra momentum again, but we'll see. I don't know. Definitely, for me, so it sounds like for you, it's number 4 on your list in the absolute power rankings. For me, it's number 5, I would say.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
Moving on, we got DCKO Nightfall issue 4, Batgirl issue 16, Poison Ivy issue 41, Justice Society of America issue 16, Batman Static Beyond issue 3, The Nice House by the Sea issue 7, which is the official launch of the new era of Vertigo over at DC. And if you guys want to hear more about that, we chatted with Chris Condon and I almost said Sean Phillips, Jacob Phillips, about their upcoming title, which we'll get to a little bit later in the show. We got DC Connect issue 69, Teen Titans Go issue 12, Harley Quinn in Paradise issue 50, and then a couple number ones that are out this week. We got Superman Chains of Love Special issue 1 by Leah Williams and IG Guerrera. Guara. DC AEW issue 1 by Steve Orlando and Travis
It's a
Marshall.
wrestling book. AEW is a wrestling promotion, so
Yes, sir.
that's interesting. Especially 'cause I didn't realize Steve Orlando was a wrestling guy.
Yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, that's probably more for a younger audience. And then DC and Marvel presents Superman and Spider-Man Treasury Edition issue 1 by Jim Novak and Len Wein. So probably like a little re-release thing. And then there is a issue that Joe wants to break down, but real quick, DC KO Boss Battle is out this week, and this is an issue that's been really highly anticipated for me, at least. I know you're not reading DC KO, but this got announced back in New York Comic Con, written by Jeremy Adams with art by Ronan Cliquette, Carmine oh geez,
Gianmico?
Gianminico, yeah, I think so. Kieran McEwen and Pablo M. Collar. This is the crossover episode that's featuring all the non DC characters. And for those wondering at home, that is Homelander, Red Sonja, and Vampirella from Dynamite. From NetherRealm, aka Mortal Kombat, that's Sub-Zero and Scorpion, which is also owned by like DC Warner Brothers. IDW, Samantha Strong from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Archie Comics, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and then also from like the larger Warner Brothers stuff from the Conjuring universe, Annabelle. I will say going into this, I was like, how is this going to tie into, like, this is a fun thing. I'm going to check it out, but how's this going to tie into like the larger KO story? They actually tied it in nicely. I did not expect that, and I appreciated that little detail because at first, like, oh, it's a fun thing, cool. How's it going to be relevant? It was a little relevant, so well done by them. But that is not the book we want to discuss in great detail. The book we want to discuss in great detail is by Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira, and that is, Joe?
Absolute Superman 16. Like I said, this is yeah, this is, this is tier 1A, for the Absolute series, and we're kicking off the new well, not kicking off the new arc, but we're into the new arc here with, with Superman, and I just love Jason Aaron's interpretation of Brainiac. Like Brainiac has always been a maniacal thorn, not just in Superman's side, but everyone's side. But he's done something to Brainiac where he's just really he's taken like all the pure essence evil out of Brainiac and Lex Luthor and like combined it into one just like psychopathic sociological, just being, right? And it is just the overall look of him is so terrifying. And what I love in this issue is that we get a great little origin story of a new character into the Absolute Superman universe, and we actually get a little levity in this issue, right? There's some great comedy that we get from Superman here, intentional or not. It was great. It gave me a great little chuckle, and then Jason Aaron just sort of kicks it up back to 11, and everything just sort of really ratchets up. And the way this issue ends, and again, just Aaron's interpretation of another very well-known major character in the Superman universe, I just thought was so great and such a great little twist. This was an absolutely excellent issue in what has been an absolutely excellent series.
I think that the final page of this issue is some of my favorite work that I've ever seen from Juan
Yeah.
Ferreira. And I got to imagine like that image, like that whole page has to be like one of I would think that's one of the favorites he's ever drawn. Like if I personally, if I was him, I'd be like, this is my portfolio. That's like one of my lead images. That is so freaking good. And it's one of those things where we talk about like I love to say like I think a really good illustration, really good page, whatever. Like those that should be like a poster. That's how I felt about that page, and you guys will all understand when you get there. But like that's later on in the issue and everything. What goes on with Hawkman, who we first met in Absolute Evil? I love this guy's design, and I really enjoyed his origin story. And this is a character who we first met in Absolute Evil, and it's like, oh, okay, like this guy's probably the most different, maybe not most different, but one of like most different spins in the Absolute universe that we've seen so far. And then we see him show up here. How's that going to work out? I'm very interested in seeing how this character, the impact that he's going to have moving forward. I really like this edition, and I did like you said, like I really like that origin story.
Yeah, yeah, and there was a great little back and forth. There was a couple of back and forths between these characters, and I just continue to love what Juan Ferrer does with Superman's cape. It was really executed well,
Yeah,
in this issue from an artistic standpoint. All right, from Image and Skybound, again, lighter side, for Image, all things
yeah.
considered, what they usually put out. We have Spawn issue 372. We have The Department of Truth issue 35, Walking Dead Deluxe issue 130, The Scorched issue 48, Sam and Twitch Case Files issue 21, Infernal Girl Red Book 2 issue 3, and then a book that we've already sort of talked to you about, but we're going to tell you again because it's actually out this week and we are very pumped for it. That is Dork issue 1, written by Brett Bean, with colors by Jean-Francois Billiot and letters by Nate Picos.
And illustrated by Brett Bean as
Oh,
well, of
yes, and
course.
illustrated by Brett Bean. Yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes.
So yeah, this is you guys have heard about it from us previously. And if you haven't already, we chatted with Brett Bean, so go check that out. But we share our opinions with him there, and obviously we love the series, so it's like it's fairly easy to share all of our opinions. But just to like dig into it a little bit more here, the world building in this is so rich. Like I just want to hang out with Dork and his shield the entire time and just like watch them go on mini quests, like 2 issues at a time, 3 issues at a time, whatever. I know we're gonna probably get more than that based on our conversation with Brett, but I just love how he set that tone so early and creates these likable characters. And there's another one who gets thrown in the mix too that's also like interesting. Curious what goes on with that character as well. But this is top notch. And honestly, and I expect nothing less from Brett because while I hadn't previously experienced him as a writer specifically, I love his art style. He was part of the return of I Hate Fairyland with Scotty Young, and I like the second I saw Brett was doing this and saw his art and saw it was his own thing, I was like, I love his art. I have to check this out. Period. End of discussion. And then we get an awesome story. So it's a lot of fun. The hype is real. I cannot wait to have a physical copy of this in my hand. I have the ash can already, but I want the whole issue.
Yeah, yeah, it's it's for fantasy fans, it's a lot of fun, and he's able to simultaneously give you a great story, give you world building without ever feeling like being bogged down, by one or the other. You're not bogged down by narration, you're not bogged down by world building. It really is seamless, and the art's fantastic, and it's fun. It's full of action. There's a lot of great characters, so any fantasy fan's gonna want to check this book out.
Yeah, 100%. But like you said, it is a lighter week on the for Image, but they're gonna have some banger weeks this month. I don't think I said this off the top. I'm blown away by some of the stuff that we have coming out this month. This is like what this is the I hesitate to say this because it feels like hyperbole, but like I feel like this is the first like top to bottom, start to finish month in a bit where it's just been like each week has quite a few bangers that are coming out. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But anyways,
Well, I think part of that is we didn't do one for January, and then like November, December gets bogged down with the two major holidays in there, right? Um, so I think, and just kind of been like that the past few months. But I did something, Nicholas, that I haven't done with a solicit ever.
oh,
I haven't looked at all at your 2 weeks. Usually, I go ahead and I take a look and I highlight some books. That I make sure I want to discuss. I'm going in fresh. I want to be pleasantly surprised.
you are gonna be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
100%. All right. So from Boom this week, we have Wind, The Power of the Blood, issue 7, and Marion Heretic, issue 4, which I I've been liking this series, but I felt like this whole time for me, there was just something that like I couldn't get the extra oomph that I thought I would get from this series because it's very much like scratches a lot of itches for me. This issue, for some reason, I think last issue was really good. It was probably the best issue until we got the fourth one. This really like clicked everything into place for me for some reason mentally. I'm probably going to go back and read everything else, but I'm this is a series that very much felt like something up my alley and has proven very much to be the case.
Nice. Yeah, Wind is I think this is the penultimate issue for the series. I think there's one issue left, and
Ooh,
again, it's been fantastic. I love, and this will be fun to have. I hope it all comes out in one giant collected edition. This
mhm.
has been a fun story by James Tynion and Michael Dalanisis. From Dark Horse again. Pretty light, but except Dynamite's actually got a pretty big week for them. But anyways, we'll get there. From Dark Horse, we have Synthetics, Volume 1, Issue 4. Avatar, The Gap Year, Tipping Point, Issue 4. Tighten it up, please. Space Scouts, Issue 3. And then a book, Nicholas, that I think, obviously, you enjoyed more than I did. But that's just because my old feeble brain can't handle things that are too meta these days. But that's not to say it's a bad book. It was a very good book. It's just my old ass brain um couldn't comprehend what was going on. But it really was a good book. What was that, Nicholas?
Night City issue 1, which is written and colored by Matt Kint, and then art, the line work by David Lapham. And there's a development mid-issue that takes this story that has a familiar feel to it and turns it into an absolute mindfuck. And it creates this great sense of intrigue throughout the entirety of the issue till the very end. And now going into the second issue, I'm just like, okay, how, like I it was I thought this was a very well executed first issue where I'm getting this familiar thing. Okay, got it. What's the like? Okay, there's a little wrinkle here, wrinkle there, but then boom, it changes everything. And I was like, that's smart. I love this. What the fuck's going on? And so Night City, I think is one like if you're not like, oh, I love Matt Kint, I'm gonna check it out. Like if you're not like that, it's an easy one to overlook because it has like this throwback, like familiar feel with like a Superman-y kind of influence. But I was like, no, I'm gonna check it out. Like I have the time to do it, and it's we obviously get all these review copies. So we want to check out every first issue that we can. But I was like, oh, like I was really stunned by that. And I will say too, the familiarity plays so well for me because it's like now, okay, I understand kind of what's going on here. I get the bones and some of the different changes here, and then that allows for the craziness that ensues for me. Like it allows that craziness to kind of just unfold in a way in my brain where it's like, okay, this adds up, that adds up. Like, now what is going on here? What am I actually looking at? So, just the approach that Matt Kent took, the color palette that he loves to utilize, that gritty, grainy style, it fits so well with this throwback type character. I love that. So, all around, like an awesome first issue from Matt Kent and David
So
Lapham.
so your young, fresh, spongy brain was able to put it all together. It literally broke my brain. It broke my old ass brain.
Well,
But
there's
what
a
I
level to which, like, I didn't put some of it together too. Like, because I'm still like, okay, but like there's still like a little bit of like, huh, like doubt, but I don't
yeah,
mind that doubt. Like the doubt makes
yeah,
sense. That's what I
yeah,
always want. Give me doubt
broke
that
me.
I can understand.
Broke my brain, but what I will say is if you're a fan of Matt Kent, like this is a very, very Matt Kent type book, but it also sort of gave me vibes of Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer universe, right?
Oh,
A little
interesting.
bit of that sort of retro-y, kind of gritty, almost throwback, golden age superhero kind of vibe,
Hmm.
at least to the art style. So yeah, Matt Kent fans, and I am a Matt Kent fan. This one
Yeah, you
just
are.
happened to fucking break my brain.
Hmm. Maybe someday I'll revisit it and like it because like you said, like
Oh,
you
100%. I feel like this to me, give it to me in a trade, and then I can
mm,
I bet I'll love it. I bet
mm,
I'll absolutely love it. This is the type of book for me I can't read month to month because because we read so much. I bet well,
mm,
short circuit.
mhm. Yeah, 100%. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
All right, let me take us through these next two here. We got Mad Cave, Flash Gordon issue 15, the final issue of Eat Your Young, Cyberarchy issue 3, Warwolf issue 4. Did you have something you want to say about Flash?
Last issue of Flash. A new creative team is starting the next run of Flash.
All right, I did not realize that. I'm a little behind on Flash Gordon, I will say.
Oh, so good.
From Oni, we got Cruel Universe issue 7, High Strangeness issue 4, Rick and Morty The End issue 3, and then a number one of a second volume from a friend of the show that you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I didn't like, separate this as a number one and do the synopsis that we usually do because this is essentially the second arc, of this series, and that is the Autumn Kingdom, Wraithbound Queen, issue 1. Which is technically, volume 2 of the Autumn Kingdom. So the Autumn Kingdom, this was I think my first introduction to Oni. This is what put Oni on the map for me. And I see it on the comic book shelf. I don't recognize the publisher, but I recognize obviously Cullen Bunn's name. So I give it a go. And I fell in love with the Autumn Kingdom. Like for me, like boom. I think I said at the time, Nick, we got to start checking out more Oni books. And then we eventually started getting review copies and just led to us really starting to really love this publisher. And the Autumn Kingdom is, I think, Cullen Bunn, when he's at his best, he's giving you this sort of dark, I wouldn't quite say straight up horror story, but it is dark. It's a fantasy story. You're dealing with, these sisters. Their parents have gone missing. They get sort of pulled into this other realm of fairies and monsters, and everything's trying to kill them. And the end of the first volume, ends with them finding their mother, but their father is still missing, and that's where the Wraithbound Queen picks up. And there's Christopher Mitten's artwork is awesome, and he works really well with Cullen Bunn because it's not watercolors, but it's sort of watercolor kind of adjacent. There's a grittiness, to the art style, and the color palette is really dark. You're in a forest. You're in this sort of realm, like I said, with monsters and fairies, and so you really do feel like you're in it. And you've got these two sisters that wield this badass sword, and they're now not just only on a quest to save their father, but they found a lot of other survivors, of people being sucked into this world, by the fairies. They're trying to save their loved ones as well. So this is a great dark sort of horror fantasy sort of story. I use horror a little lightly. It's macabre, it's Cullen Bunn, so there's going to be a bit of a darkness to it, you know. But it's excellent, absolutely excellent. If you can go back and get your hands on a copy of the Autumn Kingdom, volume one, I highly recommend reading that, and definitely want to check out volume two. You could read this. Um, I think Cullen does a good enough job of sort of you're like in the first few pages, sort of giving you enough information that you need that you could read it and be like, okay, I kind of get what's going on. I could buy why these sisters are on this quest, even though you don't have the full backstory. But that backstory is excellent. You're gonna want to read it regardless.
Nice. Yeah. It's the only thing I have to say is you've talked about Oni books previously. It's more like the resurgence that they're having recently that we've taken notice to in the Autumn Kingdom.
Well, yeah, but I think the Autumn Kingdom,
So the recent resurgence, yes.
right? Because what Oni
You've
books
done
what I talked.
Sixth Gun.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Well,
That
that's like
is
a
right. I
first
forgot
10.
that the sixth gun was. I forgot that was Oni. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's so that's why I was like, no, you just it's but in fairness to you, like we only hadn't been, I don't think on most people's radar until like the last couple of years where they've been like, hey, we're back, like, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much back. They very much are. We're speaking of which, we got to see about talking to a couple of friends who got a Oni book coming out fairly soon. We got to touch base with them.
Oh yes.
Yes,
Is it the Dandries?
yes, the Dandries. Yes,
Yes, the Dandries. Yeah.
exactly. You better introduce them that way. I need to get like a Full House type like music style thing. The
Well, I think
Dandries.
I think if we get them on again, the Photoshop will be like Siamese twins, one body, two heads.
What's that? Stuck on You, right? That's
Yeah.
the yeah. Who's that? Is that Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear? Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember when
Good,
that.
good, good pull on Greg Kinnear, by the way.
Thank
Matt
you.
Damon came to mind immediately. I couldn't remember who the second person was.
Yeah, because I remember being as a kid being like, I know who this other guy is, and I just can't remember like I couldn't remember his name. But it's the only role I no. He's also in Anchorman 2, which obviously not the best.
Never
But even
seen
like
Anchorman 2, to be honest with you.
you really aren't missing much other
No.
than Jim Carrey's part in it. But that's a
Oh,
conversation for another
spoiler.
day.
Jesus, Nicholas.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sure. Okay. My brain just went in so many different directions, but we're not going there. All right. So from IDW, and then I'll let you take over for a sec. We got Sonic the Hedgehog issue 84, The Twilight Zone issue 4, Godzilla issue 7, TMNT Godzilla issue 3, Event Horizon Dark Descent issue 5, and TMNT Battle Nexus issue 4.
Okay, sorry. I am battling like a 4-month long cold. From a Titan. I've heard it both ways. Titan,
Mm.
the Savage Sword of Conan, issue 12. From
That's how you say it
Ignition.
now? Since when?
Always, Nicholas. Always.
Goalpost mover to the max. You
I
should work for
can't
the
even
Red
reach the
Sox.
goalpost,
You
first
should
of
work.
all, let alone strong enough to move them. Okay. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Joe Craig Breslow Gilmore.
Oh, that might be the most insulting thing you've ever said to me. Ever. Ever. I do not care for that, Nicholas. Do not care for that nickname. Where am I? Ignition. Roots of Madness, issue 4. And then we have two.
So
Count
the
them.
for the show.
Two number ones. We have Love Ignited 2026. This is sort of an anthology issue where you have various writers, various artists. I think Patrick Horvath might be one of the writers
Nice.
telling a story on this. But then Ripcord, issue 1. Speaking of Cullen Bunn, and art by Aneki Murielnem. Murielnem?
Murielnem? Yeah, something like
Murielnem?
that.
I
Sorry,
can't-
Nicky, I forgot your last name wrong.
I
Get your
apologize,
first name
but I
right.
feel like I'm in the ballpark.
Yeah.
The drug known as Ripcord has become the scourge of the world. It's extremely addictive, and it doesn't just alter your perception, it fundamentally alters who you are. Ripcord users have their whole bodies taken over by the substance, and it transforms them into mindless, frenzied killers who want nothing but to destroy. That makes every place the drug has grown popular dangerous. Sounds like Florida with everyone on bath salts. That's just me, but
Mm,
that could be the inspiration for that book.
mm, yeah, yes, that does sound about right. Yeah, but they've been doing some interesting stuff. I just got caught up on Murder Podcast. That's the one that I have dibs on right now. Which we probably have to touch base on that at some point soon because we're going to
At
be
some
doing
point,
some
yeah, because I've got a couple
mainlines.
issues of Deluge, but I haven't read it yet. I do have a couple issues of Roots of Madness as well. Um, so we should consolidate and figure out. But I am buying their books. Just gotta sit down and read them. They've got some
Mhm.
great creators. Hands down, Cullen Bunn. Like, yeah, okay,
Yep.
let's go, let's
Mhm.
go.
100%. And then from Dynamite to round things out for the week of the 4th, we got Vampirella issue 10, The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Shiver of Christmas Town issue 2, and then quite a few number ones. We got Archie in Army of Darkness issue 1 by Eric Burnham and Bill Galvin, Supernatural Valentine's Day special 2026 by Preeti Chibber and Pasquale Qualno.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
And then I guess we're supposed to get Gargoyles Darkwing Duck issue 1 this week. Greg Weisman, I should have checked the review copies for this one. Tad Jones and Ciro Saint Cangliaso, I think. Cangliasi. I don't know why I do that. Anyways, then there are two number ones, both that have your attention.
Yes. So a couple things real quick. We got the review copy for one of these books, but League of Comic Book Geeks, it's listed as next week. I'm including it this week. I'm going to talk about it. We got the review copy, so
Yeah, then
I
that means
feel like
that's
that's
correct.
that's fair game.
That is the
But
correct.
before I get to that book, when I first saw this, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to read it. Then I saw who wrote it. I go, oh, well, I'm 100% going to read this. I just want to touch base on this book real quick. And that's Thundar the Barbarian, issue 1, written by Jason Aaron, with art by Kuber Ball. When a runaway planet hurtled between the Earth and the Moon, cosmic destruction was unleashed, and mankind's proud civilizations were cast into ruin. 2 millennia later, the planet is nearly unrecognizable, a harsh and savage realm where sorcery and super science both reign over the powerless masses. Real quick, this was fun as hell. It's got that sort of Conan the Barbarian, sort of vibe, that sort of old school 1940s, 1950s, again, golden age of comics kind of feel to it.
Hmm.
I had a blast reading that. But that's not the book I really want to discuss. The book I want to discuss, which I think is a one off, leading into what's taking two properties onto a crash course with each other.
Uh,
And that is Thundercats Lost in Time, issue 1. Written by Ed Brisson with art by Chris Campana.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, the future isn't what it used to be. Ripped from their adopted home of Third Earth, the Thundercats, Pumra, Nico, Linkso, and Lygon find themselves trapped on the distant future world of Sixth Earth, a broken dystopian planet ruled by a totalitarian police state where cats are outlawed and hunted to the brink of extinction. This is this is really kicking off the massive crossover event that's going on between Thundercats and Silverhawks, which we were sort of alluded to back at Boston Fan Expo when we talked with Drew Moss. So we knew this was coming, but I was just curious on how it would get there. And the last issue of Thundercats Lost sort of set this issue up. So Lost in Time picks up right where Thundercats Lost left off. And what this does is it really gives us this is an issue that really is this is all sort of about world building, right? And sort of the state of the future with the Silverhawks, why, you know, uh why cats are sort of being hunted, and it's really setting up this cool sort of scenario where it's basically like a Thundercat in the future who's trying to prevent this war from ever starting in the first place. So we got some cool time travel stuff here. I thought it was a really great way of bridging these two seemingly unrelated properties together. You know, and having some fun with it. So this is a great sci-fi story. You got the Silverhawks, which I had been reading, which ended in, and it's been excellent. Thundercats, which I absolutely love. And this is sort of like the catapult to what we're gonna get now with this big sort of crossover event, which I'm hoping that we're able to have some people on to discuss, what this is about, in further. But Thundercats Lost in Time issue 1. Ed Brisson has just, Declan Shalvey's been doing the main Thundercats run, and Ed's been doing sort of everything else. The one shots of specific characters. He was writing the Thundercats Lost series, which just ended, and then this. So, bravo, guys! Absolutely killing it. I absolutely love it.
I just want to know if we're getting Silverhawks and Thundercats crossover. When are we going to get a Thundar and Thundercats crossover? Bills?
dude, read Thundar. If you didn't read it already, read it. It's fun as hell, man. Is it gonna like blow your doors off? No, it's fun as hell, right? I think you'll read it and go, that's actually pretty good.
If Jason Aaron wrote it, that's not entirely surprising. So that yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth checking out if he's
I
attached to
just
it.
I never would have expected Jason Aaron to write like a Conan the Barbarian,
Mhm.
type story. Um, but he's great with sci-fi stuff. So I was like, yeah, Jason Aaron, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna read this. And I loved every second of it. It was
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that rounds things out for what's new this week. The book that are hitting shelves this week. We got 3 more weeks to cover, just to give you guys the lay of the land and what's going to be coming out throughout the month of February. The second new comic book day of February 2026 is going to be the 11th. Joe, what do we got from Marvel that week?
So again, another light sort of continuing series week, but heavy on the number ones. So we have for new comic book day, February 11th, we have Ultimate X-Men issue 24, The Amazing Spider-Man Torn issue 5, Spider-Man Noir issue 5, Black Cat issue 7, Alien vs. Captain America issue 4, Planet She-Hulk issue 4, Venom or Venom, I've heard it both ways, issue 254, and then a whole slew of number ones. We have The Fall of Ultraman, issue 1, written by Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom, with art by David Tinto. Uh, Hats off to these creators here. They were given an impossible task here. Star Wars Jar Jar Binks, issue 1, written by Matt Guggenheim, as well as the actor who played Jar Jar Binks, Ahmad Best, with art by Laura Braga and Kieran McEwen. Um, Godspeed. Godspeed to you on that one. We have Mark Spector, Moon Knight, issue 1, written by Jed McKay, with art by Dave Pramanik. And
Hell
then
yeah.
we have two books that we sort of opened the show with that we're very excited about. One is Keyclops or Cyclops, issue 1. This is written by Alex Packendell with art by Roge Antonio. We had Alex on to talk about this. This book is gonna effing rip. I
Yeah.
can't wait to read it because we went into that chat, right? We didn't read it, right? We got no
Nope.
idea. We just got covers.
Nope.
So like
Exactly.
I am super pumped for this. And then the other number one that we're both excited for, and we discussed this a little bit, is the Wade Wilson Deadpool book, issue 1, written by Benjamin Percy with art by Jeff Shaw. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've seen some good Jeff Shaw art, so I'm excited
Yeah.
for that.
That's a really, really high quality week from Marvel, and I will say too, even my brother even texted me when he listened. We saw, I think the Cyclops clip, and then went and listened to the whole thing, and
Oh,
like because he likes Cyclops, so I was like, he's like, this sounds outstanding. So yeah, it's I am very, very, very excited for that, and I will say too on Jar Jar. I wish they did the Sith thing. That whole like rumor. Like I'm not one for all the theories that people have with shows and movies. Like that's generally not my thing because I feel like it should be fun and it can be fun, but then it turns into this is what it should be. This is what we've all wanted. And it's like that's not how shit works. The like Darth Jar Jar thing, I think that would actually be outstanding.
there's no universe that I could ever buy that.
Have you
After
watched
after
any
after
videos
after
breaking that down?
Well, I mean I've rewatched. Well, no, I haven't, but I've rewatched Phantom Menace, and he's so fucking obnoxious in that movie. Like there's nothing. I don't care
An
how
idiot hiding in
good.
plain sight.
yeah, yeah. You got to do a better job at selling me on it than what I got in Phantom Menace, because that was fucking atrocious.
Well, they didn't do any more with it later, so to your
Yeah.
point, they weren't. I don't think they were going for that, but I think that would have been really fucking interesting.
I mean, it wasn't even believable in Attack of the Clones when he comes back and he's trying to be all, they're trying to like make him regal. I'm like,
Well, they
no,
didn't do
yeah,
anything with him.
I'm not buying that. He's just
They
sitting
didn't.
there and he's in his fancy robe. Like, just get rid of him. Just
Oh, well, you mean in that regard? Sure. Okay. Yeah. Fine. But that's them in my mind. It's like they didn't go and take that swing. I don't know if they ever thought of it. Maybe they didn't. They probably didn't.
yeah.
But I would have. I think that they could have, and it would have been really interesting.
Lucas
Anyways,
has done a great job of going into those movies and adding shit and taking shit out. Just go in there and just cut all the Jar Jar stuff out. Period. You can do that. Just make it happen.
I think the majority of people would align with you on that one, but
Yeah.
I would love to see Darth Jar Jar. Anyways, moving on. DC for the week of the 11th, we got DC KO issue 4, Action Comics issue 1095, Batman and Robin issue 30, The Mortal Legend Batman issue 6, Aquaman issue 14, Supergirl issue 10, Green Lantern Corps issue 13, Adventures of Superman Book of L issue 6, Court Children of the Round Table issue 6, and then a pair of number ones. We got Sirens, Love Hurts issue 1 by Teeny Howard and Babs Tarr. And then the first number 1 of the new Vertigo era, Bleeding Hearts issue 1, which is written by Denise Camp with art by Stepan Morian. Very excited to check this out. Nobody, you could argue nobody's hotter than Denise Camp right now in the comic space from a writing standpoint. Everything he's been doing, everybody's checking it out and has something to say about it. So I'm looking forward to this real quick. The first paragraph of the synopsis: the zombies won, and 10 years after the fall of humanity, they're the dominant form of life, or not life, on Earth. They've developed their own cultural practices, their own language, their own society. I got to keep going. Mouse pokes golf ball through head in hole, poke for short, is a beloved member of his community, and with his brother in arm, Mush, he's happy to shamble along through the only world he can remember, until the day his heart mysteriously starts beating again. And in a blink, the first humans he sees have stopped looking like food and have started looking like friends. So, I mean, I don't need any of that. I just know it's Denise Camp, so I'm checking it out. And I'm interested in Stepan's artwork as well. But there's a synopsis for everybody. What do we got from Image that week?
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. From Image and Skybound, I had to make sure I wasn't muted there. We have Transformers issue 29, Geiger issue 21, World Tree issue 18, King Spawn issue 52, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero issue 325, Rogue Sun issue 33, The Rockefellers issue 12, Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn issue 13, Die Loaded issue 4, Blood and Thunder issue 10, The Curse of Shirley Johnson issue 4, Free Planet issue 9, Radiant Black and White issue 1. And then we have a legit number 1, and that is The Thing on the Doorstep issue 1, written by H.P. Lovecraft and Simon Burks, and with art by Willie Roberts.
From Boom, we got the last day of H.P. Lovecraft issue 4. Seems like everybody's all about HP these days. The Expanse, A Little Death issue 4, Mary Sue issue 4, and a couple number ones, Good Bones and Other Sordid Tales issue 1 by Steve Orlando and Adam Gorham, and The Center Holds issue 1 by Larry Hama and Mark D. Bright.
I'll take us to these next two there, Nicholas. From Dark Horse, we have Devil on My Shoulder, issue 3. John Lee Cares, The Circus, Losing Control, issue 2. And then we have a number 1 from Dark Horse, The Crown, A Tale of Hell, issue 1, written by Mike Mignola and Todd Mignola with art by Warwick Johnson Caldwell. And then from Mad Cave, we have The Phantom, issue 5, Terabytes, issue 5, Circus Maximus, issue 4, Where Does the Rainbow End, issue 2. And then we have a number 1, The Barbarian Behind Bars, issue 1, written by Elliot Kalin with art by Andrea Moody.
From Oni, we got Crownsville issue 4, and then a number 1, Tortured Hearts issue 1. This is a giant size special. From IDW, we got TMNT issue 15, Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone issue 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Journeys issue 6, Star Trek Lower Decks issue 16, Star Trek Voyager Homecoming issue 5, and then Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Racing Cross Worlds issue 1. From Titan, we got Dark Souls Mother of Mourning issue 3, Blade Runner Black Lotus Las Vegas issue 4, Doctor Who The Prison Paradox issue 4. From Ignition, we got Voyeur issue 4, and then a number 1 from Ignition, Just Brutal issue 1 by Dennis Hopeless and Bram Revel. And then to round things out from Dynamite, we got Space Ghost issue 8, Stitch issue 6, Gargoyles Darkwing Duck issue 2. If we got issue 1 this week, probably not happening that week. Dynamite Blood Red issue 5. And then we got some holiday and Valentine's. We got some Valentine's Day specials. Thundercats, Vampirella, DuckTales, all that's coming out in celebration of Valentine's Day, the week of the 11th. What do we got, Joe, for the week of New Comic Book Day, February 18th?
Year 2026, the year of our year. We have from Marvel Comics. This looks more like the Marvel Comics week I'm used to. We have Ultimate Spider-Man issue 24, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 22, X-Men issue 25, Uncanny X-Men issue 24, Captain America issue 7, Fantastic Four issue 8, Wolverine issue 16. I feel like I just said Wolverine issue 15 the week before.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
Sometimes we
Daredevil.
stuff.
Yeah, sometimes. Daredevil, Punisher, The Devil's Trigger, issue 4, New Avengers, issue 9, Dungeons of Doom, issue 2, Star Wars, issue 10, Null, issue 2, Doctor Strange, issue 3, 1776, issue 4, Side-Dimensional Rivals, issue 2, Ultimate Spider-Man Infinity Comic, issue 24, and then a bunch of number ones. I'm going to go bottom up here, Nicholas.
Cool.
Okay, we got Deadly Hands of Kunlun, issue 1, written by Yifan Yang with art by Paco Medina. We have Black Panther 60th Anniversary Special, issue 1, with various writers and artists. We have It's Jeff meets Daredevil, issue 1, written by Kelly Thompson with art by Gruhiru. And this is a one-shot that's part of the larger It's Jeff universe. We have Generation X23, issue 1, written by Jody Hauser and art by Jacopo I can't do that. Camagni. Yeah, there we go. I can't do that one. Laura Kinney was brainwashed and trained from birth to be the ultimate assassin as X23. She's long put that life behind her, but it seems she hasn't quite outrun it yet. When Laura and Gabby encounter someone who seems to be their long-lost friend, the harrowing plot to uncover will turn their worlds upside down. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'm
always checking out X23 stuff. Always.
You are, and I love how you highlighted this one for me because it's my chip.
Mm-hmm.
It's my chip. I can't wait for this. I did not know this was coming. Wolverine: Weapons of Armageddon, issue 1, written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Luca Maresca. Superstar. You guys, you can give. Come on, he's beyond superstar at this point. Superstar writer Chip Zdarsky and dynamic artist Luca Maresca kick off their game-changing new saga when an old acquaintance drags Logan into the search for a new abducted mutant subject. The terrifying methods of the defunct Weapon X program are revealed to be alive and well as Wolverine follows the scent of a feral Tyler in the scent of his own trauma. He finds himself in a deadly race against a super soldier creating corporation called Prime Warrior. Like, I'm just like trying to wrap my mind around like Chip really did he did an outstanding job with Daredevil, right? And he's doing a great job at sort of making me give a shit about Captain America and giving that sort of one note character, I think, a lot of depth. When you give Chip a broken character like Logan, I mean, we saw what he did with, I mean, Matt Murdock is wildly broken. Wolverine even more so. Holy cow! I can't wait to see what Chip's going to do here and how he tackles Logan. And this story sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, yep. He's got a big year ahead of him with Armageddon and everything. So yeah, some
Yeah.
some crazy stuff from Chip. From DC, we got Absolute Batman issue 17, Nightwing issue 135, Batman Superman World's Finest issue 48, Titans issue 32, Wonder Woman issue 30, Superman Unlimited issue 10, Catwoman issue 84, Mad issue 48, and then we got another number one from Vertigo, End of Life issue 1 by friend of the show Kyle Starks with art by Steve Pugh, which that is the creative team that gave us Peacemaker Tries Hard, which I absolutely friggin' loved. Uh, Professional hitman Eddie Stallion has messed up. He's accidentally robbed the Raven, a high ranking boss of the international cabal of assassins, the Menagerie, of which Eddie is a member, or he was. Now, with a price on his head, Eddie chooses to hide in the one place everyone knows he'd never go, the small Midwestern town of Pluto, home of his estranged father and known hard ass Greg Stallion. Looking for safe harbor, Eddie instead finds his resentful father dying of cancer, old friends looking to collect that bounty, menagerie assassins who have wandered into town, a canceled newspaper comic strip creator turned local crime lord, and oh yeah, his childhood first love too. That is a fucking lot going on in the first issue.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. Kyle's gonna crush that. That's
Yep.
gonna be absolutely fantastic.
100%. I mean, Kyle alone, we're gonna be checking it out, but him and Steve Pugh, like that gives me like it's just the comedy is gonna be full tilt on this one.
Oh, 100%. 100%. From Image and Skybound, we have Exquisite Corpses, issue 10, The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue 131, Ghost Pepper, issue 8, I Hate Fairyland, issue 48, The Darkness, issue 3, Red City, issue 22, Good is Dead, issue 6, Death to Pachuco, issue 5, and then we have two number ones. We have Death Fight Forever, Issue issue one, written by Andrew McLean, art by Alexis Zuriti. And then we have a book that you highlighted here. I'm reading this for the first time, Nicholas. White Sky, issue one, written by William Harms, who I'm unfamiliar with, as well as art by Jean Paul Mavinga, who I'm also unfamiliar with. 5 years ago, the sky turned white and the world ended. Violet and her father, David, who was my uncle's, are forced out of hiding and flee toward the ruins of San Francisco where they believe they'll be safe. But this haunted world ruled by ghosts, no place is safe. Yeah. In.
I was originally gonna highlight that as just like a book that I'm gonna be checking out, but I was like, if there's a main character, Violet, and she's a daughter, Joe's gonna want to read that
Oh,
probably.
yeah. That book's be fucking gutting. God help me if anything happens to that poor girl.
I got these next two. We got Minor Arcana issue 14 is the only book out from Boom for the week of the 18th. From Dark Horse, we got the fourth issue of American Caper, Powers 25 issue 6, Captain Henry and the Graveyard of Time issue 4, Magic the Gathering, Untold Stories, Elspeth issue 3, excuse me. I gotta say though, this is a little next level. Magic, the Gathering, Untold Stories, M dash, Elspeth. Like that is a lot of punctuation in the title.
Tighten it up. Tighten it up. You don't need untold stories. Just give me MTG Elspeth issue 3.
You could do that too. Carmen Redclaw, Belly of the Beast, issue 2.
Okay. From Mad Cave Studios, we have Our Soot Stained Heart, issue 3, Gunpowder Prophets, issue 5. And then we have a number one, The Florida Hippopotamus Cocaine Massacre, issue 1, written by Fred Kennedy with art by James Edward Clark. There is 100% chance I'm going to read this and I'm going to fucking love it. Disco Hippo Wonderland is the number one amusement park in Flamingo City. But few
Uh,
realize its corpulent owner, Jans Muir Discow, is about to release the most potent drug ever created, Coke 45. I'm not going to read anymore. Enough. I'm good. I'm sold. I'm reading the shit out of this. That sounds fantastic. This book to me is going to be like Pop Kill. Remember how insane Pop Kill was?
well, I
I
got
feel
you.
like this is going to be like Pop Kill.
I thought you were gonna talk about Murder Kingdom because that's what also made me think of that with Disco Hippo Wonderland.
Oh yeah, both those books, wow, for completely different reasons, but like those are just high octane. Like, what the hell is going on? Especially Popkill was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I loved every second of it.
Yeah, yeah.
From Oni, I'll take us through these next couple. From Oni, we have Adventure Time. I love that song. That show's great. Adventure Time, issue 10. Catacomb of Torment, issue 8. From IDW, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder, issue 5. Starship Godzilla, issue 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus, issue 5. Star Trek The Last Starship, issue 5. Street Sharks, issue 5. And then we have a number one here, Smile for the Camera, issue 1, written by Hannah Rose May with art by Mariana Puglia. Pose, Vogue, Couture, Gore. Just from that, it's given me some what's the serial killer fashion
I
school
was a fast school
serial killer.
serial killer. Yeah.
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 There we go.
Well, for me, I saw like the cover for this too, but then I saw the description. I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna want to check this one out. I thought for you, you'd want to check it out because Hannah Rose May did the is it Haunting at 1600 pen? What's that one from IDW that you like?
Yeah.
She wrote that.
And okay. I thought the name sounded familiar. And they're doing Exorcism at 1600 pen, and they're doing it. I think she's also doing Exorcism at
Buckingham
Buckingham
Palace.
Palace, right?
Yes.
And I think
Gary
it's
posted about
also
that.
getting got option for a TV show.
Oh, did it?
I
Okay.
think I
Nice.
think there's an option. At least that's what I think I got from the post. So
Nice.
that yeah, Exorcism at 1600 was fantastic. So I knew that name sounded familiar. So this sounds excellent here. Why don't you take us through the rest here, Nikolai?
All right, from Vault we got Barbaric: The Long Death issue 2. From Titan we got The Savage Sword of Conan Reforged issue 3. And then a number 1 from Titan that week, Lenore: Curse of the BB Yaga issue 1, which is written and drawn by Roman Dirge. And yes, it is spelled BB, not Baba. From Ignition we got Deluge issue 4, Arcadia issue 3, and Dynamite we got Vampirella Armageddon issue 8. And then The Muppets Noir issue 1, which is written and drawn by Roger Langridge. Joe, do me a quick favor and confirm whether or not this is a one-shot over on League of Comic Geeks, because friend of the show, Rich Keefe, the co-host of #Dork, is a big Muppets guy, so I want to make sure we have the whole lowdown on this one. But quick synopsis here. The show is about to begin at the famous Muppet Theater, and the regular pre-curtain chaos has the troop's stalwart MC, Kermit the Frog, coming apart at the seams. In an attempt to de-stress, he settles down to read a few pages of a favorite old detective novel, only to get KO'd by an errant. KO'd. Okay, weird. I've never seen it spelled like that. KO'd by an errant brick to the bean, leaving him laid out backstage as his co-stars try to coax him back to consciousness. Is it a one shot or is it
3
three?
issues at least. I'm
3
I'm
issues at
seeing
least?
at least 3 issues here, February, March, April.
Okay. All right.
Subject to
Nice.
change, of course, but I first came across this because this guy would do black and white art of this on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Now they're doing a
Nice.
series, so that should be excellent.
Yep. One of us will be checking that one out, I'm sure. And then to round things out, the fourth new comic book day of February 2026, that will be the 25th. What do we got for Marvel that week, Joe?
All right, the last week of February. Thank God, February stinks. Not from a comic book standpoint, just a month. It effing stinks.
Really?
From Marvel, you like February?
I'm ambivalent about February. I don't really have many months where I'm like, this month.
I'll
Hate
tell you what. So, if I ever shared with you my theory on how the year begins and ends Memorial Day weekend,
the year begins and ends. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's your New Year's Day.
right? So you get to Memorial Day, and before you know it, it's 4th of July, it's Labor Day, it's Columbus Day, it's Halloween, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, and then you get to effing January and February, where it feels like 2 months is 12 months long. Just time stops. Like
Mm,
January, February, March, April at least. Okay, it's starting to get warm. You get Memorial Day to look forward to. It's around the bend, but I
mm.
fucking hate February, man. I
It's
hate it
funny.
with a
March is
passion.
the only one that I would understand anybody not liking as much because I grew up going to public schools, and that was the only one that didn't have a holiday. So you never had like that one short week to like kind
Yeah,
of
I
just
don't
give
care
you a
for
breather.
March either. It's my birthday month. I still don't care
Mm.
for it either. January, February, March, just get out of
Huh.
here.
That's
Get
interesting.
out of here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now
I don't do you take your seasonal depression and stuff it. I don't need you.
well, that's fair.
Do
That's
not
fair.
need you.
Yes. No, no one needs that. That is a fair point. I understand. All right.
Alrighty, all right. Back on track. Get the wheels back in motion here, baby. February 25th from Marvel, we have the Ultimates issue 21, the Infernal Hulk issue 4, Iron Man issue 2, Spider-Man and Wolverine issue 10, the Mortal Thor issue 7, Rogue or Rouge, I've heard it both ways, issue 2,
No.
Sorcerer Supreme issue 3, Psylocke Ninja issue 2, Inglorious X Force issue 2, Wicked Witches
You're
Road
gonna
issue 3.
strain something one of these days. Nonsense.
the
Ninja?
end the end 2099 issue 3. Doc's Super Bowl anxiety having him so worked up he's lashing out at winter's months. I'll tell you something, as a frequent flyer to the Super Bowl, as a Pats fan, I've
Oh,
always
wow.
stressed out, right? Because like
Oh.
I think only the Rams game was the Super Bowl ever like an easy win. All the other games, like even this past one with the Broncos was stressful.
Thanks.
Um,
Good to hear from you though, Bud Mud.
yeah, yeah. I am my anxiety is through the roof. Hulk Smash Everything, issue 3, Black Panther, Intergalactic Planetary, issue 3. And then we got a slew of number ones. Again, I'm going to, it's Stephen A. Smith, be a bottom feeder here. I'm going to go bottom up.
Didn't have that
Predator
on my
Bloodshed.
paper. Jeez.
Predator Bloodshed, issue 1, written by Jordan Morris, with art by Roland Boshi. Bad Bud, all joking aside, appreciate you. Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, Death Spiral, issue 1, written by Charles Soule, with art by Kev Walker. Okay, all right. I'm going to check this out. Give me a little Spider-Man Venom here. I love Charles Soule. He's a great writer. But the big salad, the big issue here this week from Marvel is Punisher issue 1, written by Benjamin Percy. Pencils by Jose Luis
Yay.
Soares and inks by Oren Jr. This is the second time we've had a creator on with Marvel, and we still don't know who the letter is. Right? Percy, and then I think it was Alex with Keyclops.
We don't need to throw people under the bus.
Oh, I'm not throwing them under the bus. Not their fault. We didn't get it. Wasn't on League of Comics Geek. No one got it.
It's
Right?
not
I'm
on
not
League of
throwing
Comics
anyone.
Geeks, which is odd. That is
Yeah.
strange. Yes.
But I
yeah.
just found that because it's like that's twice now. We come on, the letters they need their love. I mean,
Yeah.
we know.
We'll definitely mention it. Well, we usually mention artists and writers whenever we're doing week to week releases. Yeah, no, I understand. No. We ask. We always ask. We're always trying to make sure
we
get
should
those
assume
points.
it's Hassan, but you never know, right? But
Yes.
Punisher issue 1, like I mean, I've everything that Benjamin Percy has done with the character and just any character he writes has been excellent. So, this one I am very pumped for.
Yeah, friggin' ongoing, man. Like that's just he's got 2 ongoing titles at Marvel. That is
Yeah.
that is no small feat these days. I'm very excited. I'm very happy for him that he's getting both of these opportunities.
Yeah.
I would if I was a betting man, I'd probably say the Punisher one ends up lasting longer, but I would love to see them go toe to toe for a few years and have no idea. Are you going to check out the Predator Bloodshed issue? Obviously, you've been really enjoying. We've been enjoying the Predator stuff versus the Marvel Universe, and it's all been written by Ben, so that has a level of an impact. But you've been raving about it so much. I'm just curious. You're going to check it out, even though it's an artist or a writer who you're not familiar with.
Well, yeah, because I also read the Predator series. There was another Predator series. That was an Alien.
That was the Alien
Paradiso.
Avengers one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely check this one out. One of those rare weeks. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try and read every number 1 from Marvel. I usually kind of pick and choose with Marvel and DC. But I'll give it a shot. I mean, what Ben's done with that Predator series he set a really, really high bar. So I don't want to unfairly just put Jordan Morris so. I'll definitely check it out. But you've got to really wow me after after what Percy's done. And fair or not, that's just kind of where I'm at.
Sure, sure. No, I understand that. All right, from DC, we got Absolute Wonder Woman issue 17, Absolute Martian Manhunter issue 9, Absolute Flash issue 12, Detective Comics 1106, Superman 35, Justice League Unlimited 16, The Flash issue 30, Green Lantern issue 32, Harley Quinn issue 59, The Batman Second Night issue 3, Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong Volume 2, Issue 7, and then a pair of number ones from DC. We got New History of the DC Universe, The Dakota Incident, Issue 5. This is various writers and artists, but this is a tie into the Milestone universe. And then from Vertigo, we have The Peril of the Brutal Dark and Ezra Kane Mystery, Issue 1, written by Chris Condon with art by Jacob Phillips. We did a whole interview on this episode, so we won't get into the synopsis with you guys. You can listen to it there. But Joe and I have read both issue 1 and issue 2 of this series, and off to a really, really strong start.
Yeah, absolutely excellent. This is I've already sort of got this one earmarked for potential book of the year.
Yeah.
It's that damn good. From Image and Skybound, we have the Power of Fantasy issue 16. Hopefully won't be the last issue.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
We don't know.
I love that we don't know. I really
Yeah.
do. And I want it to stay that way.
Void Rivals
For me.
issue 27. Skin Breaker issue 6. Escape issue 6. Gunslinger Spawn issue 51. Hyde Street issue 10. Spawn the Dark Ages issue 3. Capes issue 4. Final Boss issue 4. Knights issue 18. Savage Dragon issue 279. Wrestle Heist issue 3. The Author Immortal issue 5. Malevolent issue 2. Young Blood, Rob Liefeld's Web Store Edition, issue 4. G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Hama Files Edition, issue 2. Skin Breaker Treasury Edition, issue 6. And then, for the most part, I've absolutely loved the Universal Monsters universe. I wasn't a huge fan of the Mummy, but I did love the Invisible Man, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Dracula. Like they've all been, for the most part, really, really great. So the last week of February, we have Universal Monsters, The Phantom of the Opera, issue 1, written by Tyler Boss with art by Martin Simmons. Simmons was the artist on Dracula with James Tynion, so well versed in this universe. That one I'm very much looking forward to.
Nice. I was curious if you were going to be interested in this one after checking it out, especially with that creative team. Nice. Cool.
Oh, 100%.
You have been all in on the Universal
Mm.
Monsters over at Skybound. I'll take us through these next few here. From Boom, we got the final issue of Be Not Afraid. That is issue 6. Alice Forever After, issue 2. From Dark Horse, we got Masterminds, issue 4. It feels like it's been a little bit since we got that one. We really enjoyed that series from Zach Kaplan. Red Book, issue 4. Tomb Raider, Sacred Artifacts. And then we got Miss Truesdale and the Rise of Man, issue 3. That Tomb Raider issue is issue 2, by the way. And then from Mad Cave, we got Ferocious, issue 4. I'm very curious what the hell that's going to go after the end of the way that last issue ended. Liquidator, issue 4. Temporal, issue 5. The New Space Age, issue 3. And then the number 1 from Mad Cave is Ted Okay?
Oh,
Issue 1, written and drawn by David Chisholm.
yeah, I'm very excited for this one. This looks, David Chisholm's got a very, very unique art style, and this book looks really, really trippy. I'm looking forward to that one.
Quick synopsis for
Uh,
the people then. This is a
oh,
story about Ted and Sarah. Ted, isolated and paranoid, works for a mega corporation owned by the world's only trillionaire. He suffers from night terrors, obsessively draws the same mysterious figures again and again, all while listening to one track of music on repeat. Oh, and the only person he ever talks to, quote unquote person, is a stray cat. So there's a lot going on with this guy.
yeah. It's gonna be tremendous. Something that Dave Chisholm does on TikTok that I love. I'm a big Radiohead fan.
Oh,
And apparently he is too. And so
right.
he's been taking tracks from OK Computer, which is one of my favorite all-time albums, maybe a Mount Rushmore album for me.
Ooh,
And he's a musician because I think he teaches music or music theory. And
Oh.
so then so he'll play the music, he'll sing, and then he'll also draw and animate, the song as well. If you get a chance, I would highly recommend checking that out. It is he's extraordinarily talented, and that stuff. If you're a Radiohead fan, I think you'll like immensely. Okay, let's see. What do we got here from Oni? I'll take us through Oni, AWA, and IDW. How about that, Nicholas?
Cool.
From Oni, we have Spirit of the Shadows, issue 2, and then we have a number 1. We have Murder Drones, issue 1, written by Liam Vickers and Wyatt Kennedy, with art by Joe Mai Gyong. From AWA, first time we're hearing them this month. I think I'm not 100% on this, Nicholas, but I think they're starting to get a couple of titles back into monthly. We're getting some more floppies, I think, from AWA. We
Mhm.
have Black Moon Ritual, issue 1, written by Tasha Womack, with art by Elitha. And I said that correctly.
I think so.
Martinez. I don't think that was a lisp.
Nope.
Um, continuing. This is this is
It's part
from
of their like
their
one-shot series that they're doing.
yeah.
Anthology series.
Right. And then from IDW, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures, issue 34. Return to Sleepy Hollow, issue 4. 30 Days of Night, Falling Sun, issue 3. And then we have The Rocketeer, The Island, issue 1, written by Dave Stevens and John Layman, with art by Jacob Edgar. And we have Star Trek Deviations, Threads of Destiny, issue 1, written by Stephanie Williams, pencils by Greg Maldonado, and inks by Anthony Fowler Jr.
And then from Vault on League of Comic Geeks, it says that Barbaric: The Long Death issue 3 is also going to be out the week of the 25th, which doesn't make sense because they also saw the second issue is out the week prior. So take that with a grain of salt, not to throw them under the bus. Then from Titan, we got Conan the Barbarian, issue 29, Escape from Skull Island, issue 2, and Craniacs, issue 4. From Ignition, we got Murder Podcast, issue 5. I am all caught up in this series. It has been awesome. From Dynamite, we got Thundercats, issue 24, Supernatural, issue 5, The Terminator, Metal, issue 5, Vampirella, issue 11, DuckTales, issue 11, Disney Villains, Maleficent, issue 5, and then a number 1, Disney Villains, Ursula, issue 1, which is written by Sherry L. Smith with art by Gariel Bagnoli. And I got to say real quick, The Terminator Metal, issue 5, we only thought it was going to be a 4-issue series. So we're getting more of this from Declan Shalvey and Roy McConville. We have been loving the Terminator Metal. But
Did we get Terminator Metal issue 4, by the way?
there was an issue with the review copies, I think, that week, and we didn't get anything that week. So I have a physical copy that I ended up picking up. So
Gotcha.
go digging for that one. But yes, it has been an outstanding series that we have been enjoying on a month-to-month basis. But that is going to do it for the month of February. Again, reminder, make sure you subscribe to one of the audio channels to make sure you get all the Friar Side chats delivered right to your listening device. That's the only place you're going to be able to listen to those. Otherwise, Joe, it looks like we're going to be doing a mainline episode next week. I'm not sure if you remember how to do one of those, but we will find out next week. Until then.
Oh, shit. Keep reading. Yeah.